Hi guys, so this video will be your Essay 2 prompt. So when we go into the Unit 2 on Blackboard, okay, our first folder here, SU17, says that our Essay 2 materials can be found there, so that's a good place to look. So we click on that, and this is where we'll find the prompt, the outline template, and this video once it's completed. So I do have the prompt up here. So we can go ahead and look at that, and then I want to show you what we have on Blackboard. So if you notice, we will have a couple discussion boards. So we'll have the Humans of New York and Minor discussion board due on Wednesday. Please start this early. It is very lengthy. Okay, there is a lot of reading and writing involved with this assignment. So please do be sure to start that as soon as you can. Then we will have the Raya and Takakaki reading responses. Those will be due on Sunday the 9th, and then our final draft will be due the 16th. So let's look at some background here. This unit we will be looking at cultural expectations, traditions, and stereotypes. Horace Minor forces us to look at the Nasarima through an Americanized ethnocentric lens. The Humans of New York project asks us to look at the refugee stories and challenge potential preconceived notions we may have about the intentions of refugees. Raya's It's Hard Enough Being Me pleads with readers to understand the many differences among Latinas and how she has experienced an identity crisis, struggling between her identity as a Mexican and an American. Last, Ronald Takaki's The Harmful Myths of Asian Superiority argues that the model minority image homogenizes Asian Americans and hides their differences, as well as exacerbates relations between them and African Americans. So that's kind of the background about our unit and all of the text that we're going to be getting into. So this is now our assignment. Write an essay exploring cultural expectations and stereotypes. Incorporate evidence from at least 3 out of 4 of our sources this unit: Minor, Humans of New York, Raya, and Takaki. You may choose to focus your argument on one particular culture: African Americans, Latino Americans, Asian Americans, Middle Eastern Americans, etc., or on the danger or benefit of cultural expectations in general. If you would like to use Adichie as a source for this paper, you will only need 2 additional sources from our Unit 2 readings. So our list of Unit 3 readings are listed right here: Minor, Humans of New York, Raya, Takaki, Adichie. Basically, if you choose 3 of these, you're good to go. Okay. So some questions to consider here. In what ways can stereotypes either harm or benefit minority populations? How can viewing a culture through an ethnocentric perspective be potentially dangerous or beneficial? And how does each author contribute to your argument about stereotypes and cultural expectations? So in essence, for this essay, you are going to come up with an argument that in some way references cultural expectations or stereotypes, and you're going to have an argument about that. And then you are going to use at least 3 of our readings this unit to support your argument. Okay, and these are the questions that you can consider in order to come up with a succinct thesis. For example, if you answer this first question in a statement, you will naturally have created a thesis statement from which to build the rest of your paper. Okay, and so these questions are just here to help you come up with a thesis statement and to keep you on track and on prompt here. And then you can use at least 3 of our readings from this unit. Okay. A tip here: if you are arguing that these expectations can be beneficial, feel free to use a counter-argument rebuttal structure for your paper, one that argues against each of your 3 chosen sources. So naturally, our 5 sources for this unit are all going to argue that stereotypes are harmful. So if you think the opposite, feel free to write about that. You will not be graded down for believing that. I'm only interested in seeing if you can create a well-balanced paper that incorporates the sources. So it doesn't matter to me what your opinion is, as long as you can support it. So you can go ahead then and use your 3 chosen sources as a counter argument, and then you can argue against those sources if you'd like to. That's more than a legitimate way to go about this paper. Okay, so don't feel like you have to just conform to what the authors believe. However, if you do happen to believe what the authors do, then you will just simply use their sources as evidence for your argument. Okay, so this paper will be 4 to 5 pages, MLA, creative title, concrete evidence from at least 3 sources, indicate a clear focus and a well-written thesis statement and stay focused throughout the essay. Organizing principle, intro, body, conclusion, fully developed analysis of how the evidence supports each topic sentence and overall thesis statement. That's the biggest thing there. And then, of course, proper style, effective structure, and write the paper as if addressing a scholarly audience. So to kind of get us going with all of this, well, first you have the background here, which will help you kind of figure out which way you want to go so you can start your paper right away. But there will also, of course, be assignments to help you generate ideas. And anything that you use in those discussion boards leading up to the paper, anything that you write in those can be used for the essay. So really take these discussion board assignments seriously because you, like I said, you can use anything in those discussion boards in your essay. So really make these discussion board assignments work for you. So if you notice in the 7.5 folder, okay, the Horace Minor reading is right here, okay? And then you are going to look at the Humans of New York website. It opens right here. It's all about refugees. So the assignment is going to ask you to scroll through here and look at these pictures and then read these stories that go along with the pictures. So you click on it to read the story. They're pretty short. And then for the discussion board, you are going to choose two. It will say here, but you're going to choose two stories that speak to you the most. I just wanted to kind of let you know where we're going right now with it. So you will choose two stories from the Humans of New York website, and then you're going to answer some questions about those. So that is going to be one of the discussion boards. And then the next folder, let's look here, you will have the Raya and Takaki discussion board. Okay, and so similarly, you're going to have some reading questions about each of the texts. So this should help to generate a lot of material for you for your essay, and we will be working closely with all 4 of those texts. And then we've already worked really closely with Adichie, so that should still be fresh in your memory if you'd like to use her as well. Also, keep in mind if you do want to use her, Adichie, that is, that in that first folder you do have the transcript of her text. So you can go through there and kind of find the evidence that you'd like to pull from that. I'm in the first folder here. The Adichie transcript is right here. So when you click on it, it's just the written text of her talk there. So there's lots of things to help you with this essay too. But in a nutshell, you're going to create an argument about the nature of stereotypes, whether they can be beneficial or harmful, and you're going to use the authors to support your points. Okay, and then again, if you're arguing against this idea, then you can use the counter rebuttal structure. And of course, you could, like I say here, you could focus on just a single culture if you'd like to, or like it says in the prompt, or the benefit or danger of these expectations overall. Okay, so you can take either of those approaches. And then the last thing that I wanted to show you in our current folder is the outline template. Okay, so when you open it, you'll notice that it's pretty skeletal, and that's intentional because everyone is going to have a different argument. But just so you can kind of see here, in the intro, you're going to contextualize cultural expectations, stereotypes, ethnocentrism, topics that you will discuss later on in the body of your essay, and then you'll have your thesis. And then every topic sentence is going to be a reason to support your thesis. And then you're going to incorporate evidence from our unit and explain how that evidence supports both your topic sentence and your thesis. So this is the basic outline that we're actually going to be using for all our argumentative essays. This is basically how you would complete any kind of argument paper. So you can reuse this if you'd like to for future. And there's only 3 body paragraphs listed here, but notice D here says that if you want to have any additional paragraphs, just repeat the same thing that you did in the first 3 paragraphs there. And again, the outline is not going to be collected in class. It's just something that I strongly recommend that you complete on your own for this essay to help you stay organized. So that's essay 2. So please email me if you have any questions.